Hi, it's me, Janaki, by myself, no Miss Thing, unless I go like this. Okay, what I'm making today is macaroons, raw macaroons, the chocolate ones. They're very good. It's kind of what I make when I'm going on a trip or when I want to eat them, but they're kind of an easy staple. You can use, I use my dehydrator, but you can use your oven on the lowest setting. My oven's over there. You can use your oven on the lowest setting with the door slightly ajar. What's my lowest setting? Mine's 200, so I would put it on warm. And otherwise, 115 for 12 hours in the dehydrator. This is a version of the macaroons from here. It's really simple. I change it ever so slightly. So what we have in here is, see that, 3 cups of coconut and 1.5 cups of cocoa. So the coconut obviously is raw, yummy. And then the cocoa is raw as well. If you don't care about raw, then you can just buy cocoa. It says like cacao on one side and cocoa on the other. You can just buy that. In here, I have, this is where I make the change. He calls for 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and this is a 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla and a 1/2 tablespoon of almond extract, because I think almond extract makes it taste better. So I'm going to pour that in there. Now, he uses maple syrup. Maple syrup, as you know, technically isn't raw. So what you can use, it's a cup of maple syrup, or you can use agave. Use a little less agave, you're going to have a different taste. But other than that, it's the same. Also, raw honey. You can use raw honey if you like. Yeah. And then the other thing is a third of a cup of coconut oil, or it's called something else too. Coconut butter. So depending on where you get it, it's either called coconut oil or coconut butter. I just kind of mixed it in here because it helps break it down a little bit. But so we have coconut, so we have 3 cups of shredded coconut, unsweetened. We have 1.5 cups of cocoa. If you don't want to do chocolate, you can powder flour your almonds and use 1.5 cups of almond flour. That's also really good. So 1.5 cups of cocoa, raw or not, depending on what your diet is, and then 1 cup of maple syrup, or if you don't do maple syrup because you do fully raw, you can use agave, about the same. I don't know if you've watched the other videos, but I don't use so much agave because it makes my mouth break out. So I stay away a little bit from agave. So I either would use agave or raw honey. But then you have the thing of vegans not eating honey. But I will do the honey if they're nice to the bees, because I get a little stuck. Or I make maple syrup. And that's it. That's all you have in here. It's amazing. It's amazing. So the important thing that you're going to do, because the cocoa butter is going to melt even more, I could have soaked it in a cup of hot water, but I didn't, and I might regret that if it doesn't smash up higher or better. But you could soak it in a cup of hot water and then it comes to a room temperature. Obviously, you have a bigger or a bowl of hot water and you put your little container in the middle, and there it is. So And then also don't forget about your what's that called? Your vanilla and your almond extract. Almond extract. Oh, you know what I almost forgot? A half a teaspoon of sea salt. That would be much less flavorful if we didn't have the salt. So, as you can see look, it's starting to mix up. Oh, and I have a little gadget that is a melon baller, and that's what I use to make the macaroons. One thing that I've learned, because I've cooked for a really long time, I'm 40, how old am I? I think I'm 43 or 44. This thing would know. And, you know, I've just been cooking forever. So, the one thing, it's like shoes. Kitchen utensils are like shoes. The more you pay for them, the better they are. The more comfortable and the longer they're going to last. I have shoes. I used to think that, you know, because I'm kind of, well, no, I am anti-killing. So I used to think that leather came from the cows that people killed to eat. So I thought leather was, you know, it's like they're going to kill it, and until people stop eating animals, then I will just wear the extra hide that, you know, and it's making use of as much of the cow as possible. But I didn't know at the time that that they get the cow just for the hide, and so they get the cow hide and use that for leather, and then they don't use it for anything else. So, you know, even hunters, I was watching this one program, and it was a program about Alaska. I have some cousins in Alaska, but I was watching this one program, and the hunter, there was a, I don't know, the hunter police, I don't know, conservation officers or something, and he was so angry because somebody shot this gorgeous, I mean, moose. They're gorgeous, they're huge and they're gorgeous, but somebody shot one and just left it, you know, and he was so mad about that. And so when I found out that, I was very disappointed anyways that I've been buying, supporting the leather industry basically, but because I got, the shoes are lasting forever, like years. I have shoes for years and years and years and years. But now I can buy good vegan shoes, and it's still the same thing. You can go to, you know, a less expensive store and get some cheap shoes, and they hurt your feet and they don't last as long. Or you can go to a good store, a quality store. You're gonna pay a lot, but you have your stuff just for so much longer. Okay, so this is done mixing. I'm gonna show you real quick, and then we'll be done. I use my little scooper, and then if I were going to use my oven instead of my dehydrator, this would be a cookie sheet, but it's a dehydrator. Is that crazy or what? And the great thing about eating raw and not having any animal products in it is that you can go like this. That was really good. So you want them to get a little crispy on the outside. Don't let them get too done on the inside. Seriously, you can eat them like this if you wanted to. If they get too done on the inside, you're gonna have little balls of dirt. If they just start to get crispy on the outside and you can still smush them in there real moist, then you are going to have the most delicious, rich tasting macaroons. And, you know, they're good for you. Because they're made with raw chocolate. Okay, so here they are. the most delicious macaroons. Super easy, 115, 12 hours in the dehydrator, depending on your oven setting. I don't know how long for there, but you can just watch them. It could be 12 hours, maybe longer, maybe shorter. Hope you enjoy your macaroons. Remember, if you don't want chocolate, you can change the cocoa to almond flour. You want to see the recipe? Let's try that. Oops. There you go, just in case you need to write it down. I hope you can see it. It looks like you can see it from here. Okay, thanks for stopping. Have a good day.